welcome to Epic Geek Out, the only show on the internet which is a perfect excuse to leave your family and go watch a podcast. I'm your host, Rob.
And I'm your host, Chad, and today we're talking about This Is 40, the new Judd Apatow film.
And on Thursday, we're going to be giving our review of 1600 Pen, which is a new comedy from NBC.
As always, you can check us out over at Twitter, at Epic Geek Out. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Also, Merry Christmas if you happen to be watching this on the Tuesday in which it comes out. And like always, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/epicgeekout. And also check out the website, www.epicgeekout.com. But let's get into our review of This Is 40. So This Is 40 is Judd Apatow's quasi-sequel to Knocked Up. It stars Leslie Mann, Paul Rudd, has a cast of his normal actors. He hires Jason Segel and, a cast of others. But it's basically the story of Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, and they happen to share birthdays within the same week, and they're turning 40, and kind of the issues that face a couple at that stage that has two kids. They have their own parent issues, even though both their parents are drastically different, and the issues that they have are different with each of them. But it's kind of just like
a case study.
Yeah, a case study of what it is to be like 40 in this family. So
right.
it's very much in the Apatow vein of humor. It's crazy in some aspects, but then kind of hit home in different. But Chad, what do you think of This Is 40?
Yeah, I was, this is a comedy, so as with every comedy, I was worried about the trailer. The trailer had a lot of funny stuff in it and made me really want to see the movie. But then going into the movie, it's like Ted, and I was worried about, how this was going to play out. But pleasantly surprised with how much was not in the trailer that I did enjoy, and extra humor. I mean, the scenes in the trailer that were in the trailer didn't land as hard in the film, sure, but they were changed up a bit, some of them, to kind of make it fresh and new. And it was kind of funny though, because like when those scenes happened, you could tell people like were laughing from seeing them in the trailer so many times.
Yeah.
Because you could tell they're like anticipating the jokes and stuff, which is interesting. But yeah, I think overall really, really good film. I think it's hard for us because we're not 40, we're not even 30 yet.
Yeah.
So I can't relate to a lot of that stuff. However, I can relate to some of the relationship issues and like seeing how just like couples get along.
There's a lot of fighting in the movie. It's funny you say get along, but there's also a lot of fighting in the movie, and them also then talking about the fight.
Well, just like even take a relationship of like two friends. I mean, you can see a lot of the problems with this couple is external factors putting pressure on their relationship, and when they're together alone, like when they're the purest of their relationship, they find happiness there. And I think that's a really interesting area that's not really explored in a lot of films, and I think it does definitely hit home. I think overall, like it felt really real to me. Like the family felt super real. The kids felt really like the sisters when they interact felt like me and my sister when we were younger and we fought. Like they really did capture that really well, I thought, which was a testament, I guess, to the kid actors, but also just the way it was written. And it is interesting to see Judd Apatow now, like this is 40 film. Like it's kind of like his progression of his life, and just bring it to now.
And it is his kids, and it is his wife in the movie, so it has this weird autobiographical sense, but it's
definitely
not.
Yeah, it was really interesting, and there's a lot of really, really funny moments with just and everyone did such a good job. Leslie Mann did an outstanding job just overall. When she comes at the kid, this is great. And it was like a heartfelt story as well. So it wasn't just the comedy. It had a little bit of backing with it, but not in an unnecessary sense. Like I felt Ted kind of had this like weird dramatic thing for no reason. This had dramatic points for good reason, and it serviced the story really well. So I think overall it was written very well, and it definitely worked for me. I thought it was good. Yeah,
so I mean, in one of my thanks that we've done in an episode before, I thank Judd Apatow and his just sense of humor. And I really have enjoyed all of his movies and his TV work as well. And they really hit home. I mean, the two leads in this movie, Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, they carry it. And even in points where it is ridiculous, you're still enjoying your time spending with these characters, even though they are characters from Knocked Up, but they didn't have to be. They could have been playing two different they could have been playing completely different roles. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. It's actually surprisingly not getting that great of reviews from the critics.
Yeah, I'm
a lot
surprised.
of they're saying it's like it's just all about itself, and why do you even care about these people's problems and things like that?
Because it's like every other Judd Apatow. It's a character study of people. You know, like,
Yeah,
I
and
don't understand what they're expecting.
Exactly, and I don't get that. I enjoy. I mean, I thought the laughs were good in this. I think it definitely had a good quota of laughs per minute, you know, for this kind of film. But then it also really it did take serious moments and did them well. I think the main core of this movie, if they could have just added a little more, would have been about the youngest daughter. You know, she was kind of like
glossed over.
I felt like the center of the movie, because she was the one who was able to say, why are you guys fighting so much? You know, and just kind of like take people back and make them examine themselves a little more. So I thought all the character interactions were really well done. You know, the characters that we met that, you know, we didn't know from before, you know, the two parents played by Albert Brooks and John Lithgow. Like, I thought they were really good, and they were juxtaposed well in the fact that they were such polar opposites, but that yet there were still issues with each of them in their own way. And, you know, it's kind of like, how can you be right? And, you know, there's a moment where they just blame the parents, and it's like, oh, well, you know, the kids are just going to do that too. There was a running joke with Lost throughout it, which I just enjoyed, you know, from being a fan of that show myself. So yeah, I think it's, you know, it might be a little long.
I was going to say,
it does run a little long, but I didn't find any issue with that. You know, we were leaving the theater, and then they had outtakes, which I think you have to stay for.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
McCarthy.
Yeah, who's just great. And, you know, it was just a good movie. It was pretty predictable, and I mean, you could see where it was going, but I certainly enjoyed the ride, and I felt it was truthful, and you could see that he was writing it from the heart. You might not care. I cared about the characters. I could see why people wouldn't, but you could tell it's this guy writing and bearing his soul, and, you know, trying to, you know, to do something real. So I appreciated that.
There's a lot of super awkward moments in it too.
Incredibly awkward moments.
We don't like awkward humor, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like it could be a really good movie for this holiday. There's tons of movies for the holiday season, but if you're kind of like our age, like your mid-20s, and I feel like even early 20s, and you kind of wanted to take your parents to see something with you, like a comedy, I feel like this would be really good, because they could relate to the 40 aspect of it. But yeah, I think there's laughs all around for kind of all.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it with my parents just because of some of the humor, but
well, there's not like anything real.
It's not like Ted. It's not.
No,
I know.
I don't think that there's anything like overly awkward. You know, I mean, even the nudity that's in it's not really, you know.
Which is actually funny. Really. The nudity is actually fake, and it was CGI'd. But
that's weird.
Yeah, very odd. But yeah, I mean, I definitely really enjoyed the movie and the time with the characters. So
yeah, so check out This Is 40.
So it's that time of the episode. You know, first off, we'd both like to wish you a geeky Merry Christmas. Hope you have a great Christmas, holiday, whatever you celebrate, and a fantastic New Year. Thank you. If this is your first episode watching, if you watched all of them, thank you for your support. So, Chad, what are you thankful for today?
I'm going to thank the 24 Hours of a Christmas Story marathon.
I'm going to watch it this year.
I cannot believe you have not seen it.
Yes, I'm going to watch it.
One of my favorite Christmas movies.
I've seen parts
of all time.
Yeah,
and TBS every year runs the 24-hour. I'm sure you've seen it on. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
you're aware
parts,
of the marathon.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, I don't know if it would. I don't know if you're gonna like it, because I think now if I saw it, I would be like, "What is this?"
It's a classic, though. I mean,
it is, but like I have the nostalgic, like every year we watched it in school type of thing. So that's kind of why I like it a lot. To my parents' dismay, like they don't want to see it anymore, but I keep watching it over and over and over again. And I always kind of get like a gag gift that has to do with Christmas Story every year, so it's pretty funny. But yeah, so that's on today. When you guys are watching this Tuesday on Christmas Day, it starts Christmas Eve, it runs through Christmas Day. So if you haven't seen that movie, you gotta check it out, because it's an awesome classic Christmas film.
Yeah, and I'm going to thank, you know, again, for the fans that watch, you know, we really do appreciate it. And we got a comment on one of our past videos just to talk about the Man of Steel trailer. So I wanted to do that. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel is coming out this summer. Christopher Nolan, you know, is producing and kind of mentoring the movie. And so, you know, the trailer really sets up a different world for Superman, who is kind of this iconic, you know, Superman. He
He's
is
the iconic.
he is the superhero that kind of has everything, and I feel like this movie is kind of bringing him down to a different level. It is an origin-esque story, but I think they're going to go a different level with it. And really, it shows some different characters like, his father, kind of questioning if he should have saved people because it exposed him. So, Chad, what do you think of the trailer real quick?
I think I'm the opposite of you with this. I'm not really excited. I'm more excited. Not excited. I'm less worried after seeing this full-length trailer. It doesn't look as Zack Snyder-y to me, which was what my biggest worry was. But I don't know how I feel about this version of Superman. But for what they're going for with the universe, they kind of have to do this. I mean, it's a product of the system, if you will.
Yeah.
Like everyone loves the Batman franchise, so they have to kind of bring this into that world. But it's just dark and weird and kind of gritty, too gritty for Superman
kind
for me.
Kind of artsy style.
Yeah, weird. But I'm intrigued, and I think in Nolan we trust. I'm hoping at least he had enough on this to kind of steer it in a proper direction. But it remains to be seen. I'm not. My worries aren't quelled, but they're definitely. We'll see. That's how I feel.
Lukewarm. And there's also a part where like Superman's in handcuffs and stuff like this.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I love the way this was shot.
It's cool when he flies. I think that's cool.
The end, it has him just putting his hand to the ground. The ground kind of like starts to shake a bit, and then you see him fly in this very iconic fashion with the cape and stuff like that. And I think if there's a character in superhero mythology that kind of needs a redoing and a rebooting, it is Superman. So I'm really interested to see if they can make him relevant. I saw the last one in the theaters with Brandon Routh, and I didn't mind it as much as I think other people did. I'm a sucker for the superhero movie, so I'm really interested to. I'm pumped to see it. I mean, it looks good. It seems less Zack Snyder-y than I expected it to be, which I think could be a good thing. So I'm excited. I thought it was an interesting trailer, and did get me more excited for the movie than the other
the little teaser.
The little teasers did before. So.
I do like the way they shoot him flying. Is almost like they shot the scenes in Battlestar, where it's kind of far and then they zoom in kind of a little bit. It's like that doc style, which is kind of cool.
Agreed, and kind of realistic. And if there's a character that's really kind of hard to do, it's an alien that lands on Earth and has every power and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he looks awesome as Superman, though. I guess.
Yeah. So. It looks good. I think so. So
awesome. So that's it for this episode. We want to wish you a happy holidays
Merry
to
Christmas,
you and yours.
Everybody watch Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, Doctor Who special on tonight. If you guys are fans, we'll be watching. But we'll be back on Thursday. We'll be talking about the show 1600 Pen. So make sure you check back for that because it's going to be interesting. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.